will travel to Aston Villa next weekend. They host Brentford here at Anfield on the last day of the season. For Chelsea, after the FA Cup final next weekend against Manchester City, their final two Premier League games at home to Spurs and away to Sunderland. This week's Toronto Bench on straight to taxi up the rank for Chelsea. Coleman. Well. This is Chiesa. Reece James recovered. Referee says no foul. Reece James, who lost out to Gravenberch, made up great ground to get across to cover Chiesa. Coleman knows that Gusto's got pace. It's going to be a goal kick.
I think Kirk has maybe just got the little touch then onto Gusto. Yeah, exactly that.
It's the correct call. So 8 minutes to play. William Durant, who has only scored once in his last 33 Premier League appearances. The striker who proved his calibre during his time at Ipswich. Liverpool, who have scored the most late goals in the Premier League this season, both in the final quarter hour games and those goals after the 98 mark. Free kick again to the home side. This time for Fernando Isak. Another yellow card. Kukurea into the referee's notebook. Be careful at left hand side now, Chelsea. Both Kukurea and Hatta are on a booking. 7 minutes of normal time to play. Armstrong's just going to say something to Dominic Szoboszlai here. Here it comes. So Fernandez went down playing his foul. Now there's a field for handball in the box. Reece James clears. The on-field decision is to play on. Very nervy finisher in Anfield. The video assistant referee has had a look at that. It wasn't a handball. It came off the defender's back.
Automatically think it's a heart attack, okay? But according to the statistics, that's not is the case. Only 31% of those people have angina or chest pain have this connection to the heart. And even if someone doesn't have angina or chest pain, it doesn't mean they have a heart attack. Heart attack is a situation where you have
he's not a big fan of VAR. He feels that VAR has been against Liverpool for most of the season. So
there could be something going on in the heart that's creating the pain, but not necessarily damage. However, it could create damage. And what they need to know about heart attacks is that out of all the heart attacks, the great majority, like 61% of heart attacks are silent. There's no symptoms whatsoever. You have the lungs,
common
you have the
practice
liver, you have
in modern times.
Kind of joined with the bile ducts from the gallbladder, and then you also have the stomach. So 42% of people that have chest pain have a symptom that is related to their digestion. Okay, this has nothing to do with the heart. It also going to cover the other causes that are aware of lung tissue. Okay, first thing we're talking about is the same. Is basically has a reflux. that's right beneath
after his
the
team
stern.
scored after just
You'll
5
look at
minutes
the links
ago.
down below. They have set down in every single area so you can get more information if you got this
Just
problem.
like
But
this.
a very
She's on the
important
table
question to
now.
ask if you have chest pains. What happened just before the chest pain?
Clear of
Just to get a
Aston
clue.
Villa.
Was there something you ate that you
Chelsea
believe
moved
should
to
be eating?
the point of
Is it some
Brighton.
stress?
Key target for Chelsea to try and get into the
It's
top
not the chest
6.
pain or the
And
gallbladder.
there could be just
But it's
3
not
points outside
necessarily
that top 6 by the end
gallstones,
of the
okay?
day. They play the
It's
game more.
usually something involving the bile ducts.
The top 6 could be
You're
out
a liver that connect to the gallbladder, that goes to the small intestine, that also connect with the pancreatic ducts. So the bile that's flowing through the liver that is supposed to drain into the small intestine. Many times becomes thickened and develops a sludge. And that topic is something that there's not a lot of data out there. Even though it's very, very common, I've done a lot of days on it, and it's related when this bile becomes thickened because there's not enough bile. That creates all sorts of pressure in there too. And that pressure in that location is directly underneath your rib cage. In fact, many people who have tonsillitis, which is inflammation in the sternum, really have a problem with their bile ducts. I mean, if you think about it, why would someone have inflammation in the cartilage next to their sternum? Unless maybe they just did a workout, they bench press, and they're really sore. What causes inflammation, which is directly over the sternum, just doesn't make sense. And for those people that have never heard of this before, they have to watch the videos. The antidote is bile salts. Okay, and you can get them online. And one version that works really good is called Topcoat. And if you rule out a heart problem, okay, that's definitely not heart related. And you have that massaging underneath the right rib cage. And I've done a video on that. I'll link that below. And you immediately experience relief with your chest pain. Chances are it's related to the digestive system. And you also ultimately have to find out what you should be eating to really correct that problem. Another cause would be something called stress. If someone has a panic attack, they usually have chest pain. There's even something called broken heart syndrome. It's an actual thing that someone experiences a loss of something, a loss of a loved one, and they end up with chest pain because of the amount of overwhelming distress. I mean, out of all the stress that's
Offensive. Come watch football.
It's James. Wesley Fofana. Hato to Kukure.
I wanna play with you.
Petro. Shake off Cambridge. It's really good for the Brazilian. Now he goes around Frimpong. John Petro into the penalty area. Down he goes, the tangle with Frimpong. He's playing on John Petro, and he's going to switch to Sabosla. There was still a problem, there might have been a challenge for a penalty there. Hato for Chelsea, and the referee has now held up play. This restart will be delayed, so they can analyse what happened in the box there.
Yeah, well, I think the fact that he got back up on his feet very quickly, I don't think this is going to be awarded in his favour either. I mean, it's lovely. You know, he's kind of at his elegant best for a moment then.
You didn't get the ball. You didn't get the ball. You didn't get the ball.
We're still looking at this.
You didn't get the ball.
Such moments can turn a game sometimes sway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering whether he brings his leg across now. Does he catch João Pedro there on the foot?
Okay, it's not going to be a penalty. They confirm the on-field decision. And when play was held up there, it was because of a handball by Moise Caicedo, for which he has been shown a late yellow card. He's clever the way he bounced back up there. It's always good to see players do that. He was more interested in scoring goal than a penalty.
Yeah, but I mean, once the play was stopped, he started complaining again to the referee.
We're about to move past the 90-minute mark, and there will be 7 minutes of stoppages to be handed on here. This game will be it. Silence in the stadium has been mixed. some time to go and cover here, maybe. Chelsea will also feel it could be time for that to slip to the way victory. Curtis Jones. Jones continuing to walk. Great first touch. Well located. Then quickly nudges it on to Reece James.
That touch for Fofana was very important for Chelsea.
Kukurea wide open spaces now. Renaissance urging his midfield to get back. This is Enzo Fernandez already on the score sheet today. Almost a very good ball for Cody Palmer. Slightly overstruck. Gusto. Casado. Both teams calling for the stoppage time here. Stepping outside his penalty area, but his hands and the ball were both inside the box. It's not to be one moment of brilliance. That's one miscalculation that could decide this game. James. Palmer. So for the one that comes up with something special for Chelsea. James. But dashing quickly off his ball. And yet, Liverpool fans want this distribution to be quicker. You can audibly hear the dissatisfaction that Liverpool slowly turn the cogs, turning defence into attack.
Yeah, nobody made it wrong.
Gomez. Frimpong. Holds again as he gives it straight to Gusto. Fofana under pressure. Here is Kirkens. Curtis Jones, who's had a good second half. Jones. Isak. Nice burst. Casado. How often is he in the right place at the right time for Chelsea? Now, Hato up to Enzo. James. Joe Petro. Touched into by McAllister. And that's going to be a yellow card for Liverpool's number 10. Already more than halfway through the 7 minutes that have been added on. Chelsea's ambition evident here as they send players into advanced positions for this free kick. Kevin McClellan's not settling for a draw. Enzo Fernandez. Kukurea. It's going to be a Liverpool throw.
Yeah, Kukurea has been the busiest bee on the pitch at times.
Is this going to be the end of Chelsea's miserable run of 6 Premier League defeats in a row?
Well, I mean, if it isn't, it's going to be a horrible ending for them.
Hato. Casado. Gomez into the back of Enzo Fernandez. There's a foul there, Argentina. That's going to be a free kick to Chelsea. Free kick not taken for the correct position. Company took the interim role briefly in January after Maresca left. Chelsea did come up with a very late goal at Manchester City, I remember. They produced late fireworks again under Kevin McFarland here. Joe Pedro to Reece James. Out comes the pass forward. It's a collision of back post between Kirkes and Malo Gusto, 2 players down. Kirkes has just got back up to his feet. Satisfied with those low foul there.
Yeah, Gusto has made his way back into position, or just about to be back in position now.
The 7 minutes are almost up.
Speaking of up, Gomez and Van Dijk are both up.
Supposed lie. One back for Chelsea by Malo Gusto. Double goes Cole Palmer. Free kick to Chelsea.
He's done that on several occasions, Cole Palmer. And it seems to be very well rehearsed.
It's been a strange afternoon for Liverpool fans. A day that started so well. Right, Gravenberch has scored after just 5 minutes. Liverpool, characteristically for reigning champions, were not able to build on that lead, and as you can see, several fans have already seen it off. Chelsea have still not won in the Premier League in well over 2 months, but this will be more satisfying for Kevin McFarland than it is for Arne Slot. It's only a 6-point earned from Chelsea's last 11 Premier League games. Gravenberch's wonderful goal, struck from well outside the penalty area, should have set a more sturdy platform for Liverpool today. But Enzo Fernandez's free kick, intended as a cross, ended up nestled in the bottom corner. And this game at Anfield finishes Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1.
1 goal each and 1 point each. Honours even at Anfield. Blues at full time. That's Chelsea's first Premier League point in 7 games. Liverpool unable to find a winner that would have all but secured Champions League football for them. What did you make of the game, and especially that second half?
Well, Liverpool were better in the second half without really creating anything much. You know, they showed more energy, probably controlled the game a bit better. Didn't allow Chelsea to have as many opportunities as they had in the first half, but they were really toothless in front of goal. You can see why we're missing. Good to see Isak coming on for the last 20 minutes. We can get some fitness. Maybe all too late, obviously, for this season. But I always thought without a front three, there would be not give Chelsea too many problems, as they didn't really throughout the whole game.
Point doesn't really help either, does it?
It doesn't now, especially from Chelsea's point of view. I thought it was a fair game, probably an even result. Not too much in the second half in terms of opportunities. But for Chelsea, a point, you know, with Brighton, Brentford and Bournemouth playing later today, gives them a chance to kind of, you know, get a few points ahead. A point really, when usually Anfield would say it would be a decent point, but really doesn't do enough for Chelsea at this moment in the season.
Yeah, a couple of moments where the crowd really showed their dissatisfaction, particularly with Arnold not taking off Rio and Moa. There was some surprise there. And Boo's at full time. What did you make of it, John?
Well, you know, it's been like that, you know, for the last 2 or 3 months, which I'm not a big fan of, because, you know, that doesn't help the team, that doesn't help Arne Slot. I think that Arne Slot won the league last year, this year, lots of changes, and the solution to our problem isn't just to spend money, because we spend so much money. And of course, we're still, you know, trying to find our feet in terms of the way we're going to play as a team. But I don't want to get into a situation whereby we're going to be looking to change the manager. Man United have been in that, teams have been in that. And if you get into a situation, Chelsea have been in it, what you're going to do is you're going to have a good squad, and as long as the players see that the manager hasn't got that power, they won't take responsibility. So it's up to the players. So I'm not particularly happy with, and they're normally very supportive of Liverpool anyway, so hopefully, you know, it won't last.
Well, Chelsea showing their appreciation to the travelling fans, Liverpool fans making their way out of Anfield after boos at full time. 1-1 it ended. Brian Gravenberch got Liverpool off to the perfect start very early on. The assist from Gamoa. They couldn't hold on to it. Chelsea found an equaliser through Enzo Fernandez. His free kick finding the back of the net. We've got reaction when we return.
Some lights off, switching off. Therefore, light it up. Welcome to Tinder, where every spin, every card, every game is electric and thrill is always on. Power up your play with 10 bets welcome bonus and turn on the night. 10 bets for the better.
Are you ready?
Yes, Dad.
You ready? Cheese. It's more than you.
Ready?
It's Lily with a taste for life.
When the heat is on, staying cool matters most. With long-lasting moisture and 72 hours of protection, powered by an instant cooling complex with menthol, Nivea Men Cool Kick range gives you an instant kick of freshness, so you can keep your cool and stay confident. Skin is for keeping it cool. Nivea is for skin.
Welcome to the Rotterdam release from Zurich, Switzerland. We're going for a good one here. Who's going to get another line out? Inch his way forward.
Roname Golf Club, Pennsylvania. For over a century, it's demanded complete precision. Can the steadfast Scheffler subdue the shifting contours, hollows and hills, and defy an abundance of clustered bunkers to lift the Wanamaker Trophy once again? It's the 108th PGA Championship, 14th to 17th May, live on your World of Champions. Broadcast proudly brought to you by Ford.
Supersport delivers all the moments that matter this May. The battle for football's oldest prize heads to Wembley. Go straight on! Only on your World of Champions.
Oh my God!
Bank and Kia.
One goal apiece and 1 point apiece at Anfield between Liverpool and Chelsea. Both of those goals came in the first 45 minutes. No way for either to win it in the second 45. Overall, what did you make of the way that the game flowed?
Well, I think you're going to say it's a fair result because I think Chelsea were a better team, had more opportunities. Second half, Liverpool had one or two. So also I hit the post, but I don't think they created enough. I think both teams would have performed better in the second half. Liverpool limited Chelsea's chances, whereas the first half, particularly in between the right back and Konate, they had a few opportunities down there. So, but they were toothless. You know, as I said, without Isak's not fit, without Ekitike, without Salah, you know, so they're nice and neat. You know, Curtis Jones neat in midfield, but we didn't create enough so far.
Yeah, 8 shots is the fewest at home for Liverpool in nearly 5 years. Chelsea only had 1 attempt in the second 45. The way in which they came back into the game at the end of the first half, did you expect them to kind of carry that into the second?
I think that was a positive thing in terms of the first half. Going a goal down so early on, it could have been that kind of feeling of, oh no, here we go again. So it was nice to see a reaction. Like I said, on the balance of the game, I thought it was pretty even. Both teams huffed and puffed a little bit without creating too much. We had Enzo's opportunity, which we showed at half time, which pulled up a good save, but in terms of clear-cut chances, not too many.
Why don't we recap the goals? Because one of them came just in the opening 6 minutes of the game. It came for Liverpool. We're the Moa creating here. Ryan Gravenberch finishing.
Well, once again, they had a free kick. It's almost like it's a great free kick normally, but of course Chelsea pushed forward. I said take it again. They pushed in. Fortunately, they didn't. Chelsea are in a good defensive position, but it just takes too long to come out. Andre Sanchez takes too long. Because you can see here, they've got lots of men behind the ball. They're holding a good line. And as Gary's favorite word, scanning, you can see that he's scanning a lot. But from that position, Andre Sanchez has to come 5 yards further forward. Then he could have got closer to the shot. Because as you can see, he's seen 4 or 5 times. He's seen the space. When it gets to him, he's just a bit slow coming out. And it's a great strike, but I think the keeper will be disappointed because it wasn't right in the contact.
Yeah, I think so. We spoke about it scanning, and obviously having these 6 young players have a picture in your head. He certainly had that, and his first touch set him up perfectly to have the shot, which, like I said, I feel like he visualised in that moment. But from a defensive point of view, of course, as soon as that switch comes out of his feet, the next thought in his mind is to shoot. You've got to try and close that gap as quickly as possible, and yeah, people will be slightly disappointed, I think, with that. But take nothing away from the finish, I thought it was superb.
Another early goal conceded by Chelsea. That's 9 in the opening 10 minutes. The top in their Premier League history, an unwanted record. We spoke plenty in the build-up, Gary, about this Chelsea defence, and they found themselves 1 goal down already before the game really even gets going.
Yeah, and that's been the case, hasn't it? We spoke about kind of how easy they are to play against and to conceding goals has been an issue for them of late. But you look at that stat and it makes me think, just, you know, be switched on in the start of the game. I always used to say about myself when I played, get the first pass, be in the right position, play your way into the game. It's almost like stay in the game. The first 5 minutes to concede, it's an uphill task from then on. So it's a disappointing start, and it's something that Chelsea really need to work on now. Be harder, be more resilient to play against, and not concede sloppy goals.
Let's look at the goal and stay with you, Gary, because they did find, you know, their way back into the game. They kind of crawled their way back, and then this finish from Enzo Fernandez is quite superb from the free kick.
It was superb, and Fofana plays his part massively, because like I said, I think if he hadn't, he comes across there, he's out of the airline ground, but doesn't see him coming, and the little nudge there creates that little bit of space. So Fofana's impact in the goal was huge. The delivery is a nice delivery, of course he's trying to put it in that danger zone. The goalkeeper can't react until now, which is too late. Yeah, I think that's the
thing. The interesting thing about it is it's a good delivery. If Fofana doesn't come and he's Gravenberch out of the way, Gravenberch just clears that, and the actually takes a terrible free kick, and you've got to clear the first man. So as much as, yes, it's gone in, for me, that is not a good free kick, because if Gravenberch is alive, that didn't go past him, and then you've got to go, everyone will say you've got to get it over the first man. So yes, it worked out for them. And once again, Fofana's come and he just pushed him out of the way. I mean, no one's looking for a free kick, but Fofana has just eased him out of the way for that to happen. But this is what people do in set pieces these days. You see Arsenal do it a lot.
You talked a lot about set pieces and their prominence. Liverpool, unfortunately, conceding set piece goals at an alarming rate. 18, only Bournemouth have conceded more in the Premier League so far this season. I know you're saying it wasn't really a good free kick, but he's going to say he meant that all the way.
Well, interestingly, normally it's the in-swinger that if no one touches it goes in, that's an out-swinger. Yeah. And he never meant that. That's a cross coming in, and of course he's trying to swing at it. Other people to get at the end of it, so I'm not having it if he says again.
When you look at it, concerns about Liverpool's defending at set pieces, obviously, and yet again found out here. John.
Yes, but I think that generally speaking, set pieces, a lot of clubs are now concentrating on set pieces. Liverpool are a big side, you know, they've got Van Dijk, Konate, but it's just, listen, when he locks out, and that was a fortunate one. But you can't say Chelsea didn't deserve it because they were the better team in the first half. They had clear opportunities in that to have scored, which obviously they didn't. So yeah, I suppose it evens itself out.
Very honest from Fofana there. Would you have tried to claim it?
Yeah, He said, I think his first worry is probably that he was offside, maybe. He wasn't. But clearly you see on this image, I think, right, here we go now. It's clear he doesn't.
Put it this way, if you were a striker, you'd claim it. But defenders are more honest.
I feel like Gary would have tried because he didn't score too many goals. He said yes, he would have tried to claim it.
Yeah, but they haven't got that way about them. Strikers can lie very easily, but he would be very guilty in trying to claim it. You'll see straight, we'll see through it.
It's hard to prove when you see it like that, so he's got no leg to stand on there, but like I said, he's played a huge part in it.
You're not lying right now, are you?
About.
You just said.
Well, you can never tell with the strikers, can you?
Let's look at the opportunities for Liverpool because they were denied twice by the woodwork in the second 45. This is the moment where John Szoboszlai hits the post.
Well, of course, anytime he's anywhere within 40 yards of one, he's going to shoot. And here you can see it's a fantastic strike. The goalkeeper doesn't want to be beaten in the near post, so you can say, you know, if he was beaten, and I think he had it covered, you can see, but, you know, Dominic Szoboszlai, anywhere around from 30 yards, and he's going to look to shoot. So, yeah, he was unfortunate there. And this one, of course, Virgil van Dijk, he's asking for a penalty. In many respects, had he not had the header and not hit the post, then he could have said, but, you know, yes, he's wrestling.
It's risky though, John. It's risky.
And I suppose had he even just fallen down without even heading it, then he would have had, I don't think he should have had a better claim because you can see Castella's got his arms all around him. But I think for the fact that he had a clear head and he headed it, then he's asking for the penalty is probably what rescued it.
So Liverpool calling for a penalty there, they were not given one, and then at the other end, Chelsea thought they should have had a penalty. Let's look at this and get your thoughts on whether this should have been given.
So I've seen this a couple of times now. I don't think there's enough in it for me, and that's even with my Chelsea hat on. I think when the ball goes through here now, you'll see it better on a different angle. But I feel like Buffon was in position, and I think João Pedro's almost got his leg. You'll see it on this angle. I'll explain it better now. There, he puts his leg across it. So Buffon has got his body in position, and I think it's João Pedro that makes the movement across, and you just get a tangle of legs. So for me, held his position, I don't think there's enough in that for a penalty.
Yeah, I think if you look at the body position, he has got the pole position in line with the ball, and João Pedro tries to put his leg across. So for me, it's
What would you like to see in the second half from Liverpool?
I'd like to see more composure. I'd like to see create more, I won't say necessarily clear opportunities in terms of front of goal, but be more progressive in getting into wide areas or getting in and around the box where they're going to have more shots like Dominic Szoboszlai. But as I said, when you're missing your three main strikers, you're really relying on people playing out of position, you know, to really do that. So for me, they never looked as if they were going to create those kind of opportunities that we normally see from them because of the front three are missing. So I suppose you can say they're happy with both. Maybe not Chelsea, but I think that, you know, the way it went at the start, Chelsea had to do that.
Well, we can find out more about Chelsea and their thoughts on that draw at Anfield. Let's go back there and get post-match reaction. Here is Levi Collier.
Levi, can you be happy with the point?
It's a tough one to take, I think. I think we played some really good football out there. Close offside goal, I think a definite pen. So we're disappointed because, you know, we're Chelsea and we expect to, no matter where we go, to get 3 points. But with the recent run of form, you know, coming to Anfield is always a tough place. And even we're pointing the worst thing in the world.
I suppose breaking that run of defeats and even looking at the relationship between the fans and the players at the end here as well, that's progress, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I feel like the fans always know that we give 100% to them. I think today, you know, they really see it. We dug in deep. Form would be great, but you know, where we go, we give 100% to the fans, to the club, for ourselves, and try and win.
And it feels to be back out there starting a Premier League match again. It's been a long time, right?
Yeah, 100%. Before the game, there was no nerves. I was just happy to be back out there. You know, I said to myself before the game, you know, no matter what happens, how I play, just be blessed that you're back on the pitch and enjoy it.
And lasting 90 minutes as well is great ahead of the cup final. It's a little reminder to the manager that you're available now.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's down to the staff that I've been working with during my rehab. They put a perfect plan in place and built me up really well. So now I'm maybe playing 90 minutes and build on from there.
Let's see that, hold on.
That's fantastic to see back first and foremost. I mean, as a player, I never had an injury that was out for that length of time. And at a young age, is that, you know, mentally that's tough. So to do the hard work and to get back and get the rewards of concerned back on the pitch and starting, you know, before he got injured, he was one of the main centre backs, one of the main defenders in that Chelsea team, even at the young age that he is. and he's going from strength to strength. So delighted to see him back. And I thought he played. I thought he was solid today as well. So all in all, great to see him back for not just club but country as well.
You did say this was a tough one to take for Chelsea, and that was definitely a penalty.
No, I mean, of course, it's a Chelsea, and very much like the Liverpool one, I would say that Virgil wasn't definitely a penalty, no. You see strikers do this a lot, where they, and Gary will tell you, even if they're the defensive position, they put their leg in there for you to either kick their leg or for you to run into their leg and then fall over. Now, of course, if the body angles are different, whereas for me, Frimpong had the line of the ball and he just put his leg across, so, and of course, he's probably on the halfway line looking at that, so maybe you've got a clearer view. As you can see, Frimpong's already there, and he just put his leg across.
Just using his body, there, and I think if Frimpong was the one that made the first move, then maybe he would have had a case. Like I said, that we're pushing a little bit there and nothing.
It's a very big point for Chelsea. They're first in 7 Premier League games, and a pretty good way to go into the Cup final next weekend.
Yeah, it's just because of the last results, isn't it? If you isolate this game as a whole, it was a great reaction. They went one down early on. We played some decent stuff, didn't create too much, but defensively didn't allow Liverpool to create too much. All in all, a decent performance from Chelsea. It's just because they're chasing their tails now, aren't they, in terms of them European spots? But if you isolate this game away at Anfield, it's not the worst.
I think the performance was decent. The only result you can see may be disappointed in terms of the grit and the heart and the fight that they showed throughout the full 90 minutes.
Yeah.
We haven't seen from Chelsea in the last 2 or 3 matches.
Well, that's Chelsea and you know, their reaction to it today. What about Liverpool before? You said this is probably a bigger game for the manager on the slot.
Well, yes, it's important for us not to lose. I would like to have won, I'd like to have played better, but you know, we're talking about Champions League, and a lot of people just, you know, say as long as we're in the Champions League, we're happy. It's a disappointing season. The front 3 players are missing, so we're playing against a Chelsea side who may be devoid of confidence, but on any given day they've got good players, so they can perform as they did today. So overall, I'd say that I was happy with the results, not necessarily the performance, but I would just like the fans to get behind Arne Slot until the end of the season and see what happens. Because of course it goes onto the pitch once his negativity continues.
Well, what do you think about Arne Slot's future? You know, you said this was big, it ended up in a draw. Does it move?
I don't think, how do you want people who have been happier between now and the end of the season? Had they lost, they would not have been as happy, but I don't think this is necessarily going to have an impact as to next season. I don't think these next 2 games, if they're in the Champions League, will necessarily determine his future. I think it's easy to say it's either going to be here or he isn't, but I don't think that these last 2 games are that, when I say not that important to win, but in terms of whether he's going to be here or not next season. And I believe that we have to then, as far as I'm concerned, he should be here next season, regardless of what happens in the next 2 years. Sorry, 2 games.
Why do you think so?
Because Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, Carlo Ancelotti, whoever you think is going to come and do a better job, I don't think there's anyone out there who can come and do a better job. So, you know, when people talk about we want to change the manager, who do you change it for to make it better? You know, so that's, for me, I don't think there's anyone obvious out there who make it, because a new manager coming in may say, I don't want these players, let's spend another 500 million. You know, so therefore, and he won the league, so I've given him, you know, some kind of kudos for that. And as much as they say maybe Jurgen Klopp's team finished 4th. That last year he won the league with that team. All these players coming in, teething problems, going to take time. I'd like to give him that time.
Well, speaking of new managers, Chelsea on the hunt for a new manager. What do you think about the summer that is ahead of them?
Of course, it's going to be a big summer, and I feel like they're obviously giving themselves time now from now to the end of the season. I don't think it'll be a rush decision in terms of the next appointment. It has to be right, doesn't it? So I think they will give themselves that time. But it's going to be important. It's going to be a big summer in terms of potential players moving in and out. But ultimately, you have to get the head coach, manager in place. It's going to take this club forward, and these young players and develop these young players and take them to the next level. Is going to be key.
It's also a difficult one because the World Cup ends so late, and you know there are a couple of managers who are being talked about, but they're still under contract with national teams, and then players will be coming back later on. You know, the season starts pretty soon after that, so pre-season time a little bit shorter.
It's always tricky, especially tournament year. Been involved in it myself. You know, players, depending on how far they get in the tournament, strip feedback in, which is never ideal for a manager from the point of view of the pre-season tours and working with the squad. If there's new players to work together, I think that's vital time, you know, in terms of the pre-season and preparing for the start of the season. But it is what it is, and top teams are used to that. Ultimately, it's just about making sure they get the right man in place, like I said, that can take this club forward.
I think the difficulty for Chelsea, if you're looking at a World Cup manager, is that can't be announced before the World Cup. because that will negatively impact him with his country. He's saying, how committed are you leaving? So therefore, they can't make that announcement until after the World Cup. But if it's not going to be a World Cup manager, I think the most important thing is to announce it as soon as possible. If it's not going to be a manager who goes to the World Cup.
How do you think this result for Chelsea in the immediate future sets them up for the FA Cup next week?
Well, unfortunately, I think that from Chelsea from week to week, you don't know what's going to, very much like Liverpool. Because after the last two performances, you would have seen them losing, as David James said, maybe 4-3, but not playing as well and conceding more goals. So the danger for the cup final, for the opposition, is that on any given day they can perform. So once again, depending on which Chelsea turns up, will determine.
Well, I do think it's probably more positive than negative. You know,
after this performance?
Yeah, after the performance, like John said earlier, the performance was good. They've come away with a point. They haven't got beat 3-4 and been really poor in the game. So in terms of that, you've got Levi back now. You've got Reece James that come on, which I thought was another bonus for Chelsea. I thought he was very tidy when he came on. So I think more positive than negative in terms of momentum going into the cup final.
Well, that is our early kickoff done and dusted. 1-1 at Anfield. We've got 3 games coming up. On Goal Rush, though, we turn our attention to those because you have Brighton at home and they are in action against this Fulham playing as well. And the big one, our feature match, takes place at the Stadium of Light when Manchester United visit Sunderland.
Proudly brought to you by Discovery Bank and Kia. Hundreds of battles fought across the continent by the princes of Europe. But history doesn't care who almost won. It only remembers the name of the trophy. One night to decide it all on the ultimate stage, 13th of May. Stay connected and watch DSTV to catch the UEFA Champions League final. It's on.
What do you think, my boy?
It's great.
Our fuel can go in this car, and this car, and this car, maybe not this one, but definitely in bikes mania. You call people like this mania. So no matter what you drive, ride or fly, we have the right fuel for you. Choose Astron Energy Core-Tech fuel for your drive today. 4-in-1 technology in every drop for every engine. With over 854 quarts in the next few years, we are South Africa's next biggest fuel brand. Welcome to Astron Energy.
Come on, Rondo, it's a love story.
The never-ending pursuit to greatness only on Super Sports.
Upgrade to premium for all the Roland Garros action. Live on your World of Champions.
Jumbo, Shan, Sao, Von. Something special about our supporters. The way we show up, the way our chants raise the roof. If there's anything we're making a masterpiece, or create memories that last a lifetime. The way we tell our stories, and the way we move. Just feel your energy. Everywhere we go.
by Resume Racing, the new Corolla Cross GR Sport, filled with thrills.
Join Discovery Insure and get up to 50% fuel cash back every month for driving well. Discovery Insure, the future of insurance, now.
I think they surprised an awful lot, but the recruitment's been outstanding, and that's what's kept them in the Premier League. But there is a small possibility that the strong finish could see them finding the European place, which would be, I mean, absolutely the icing on the cake, wouldn't it, for these Sunderland fans who find themselves back in the top right.
A lot of changes for Manchester United today. We'll go through them in detail in a few moments' time. But the sort of headline is that no Šeško, who we thought might be out injured as he picked up that knock against Liverpool last week, and no Casemiro either.
Yeah, big players aren't they? I mean, Šeško's really started to hit the heights under Michael Carrick, and we've seen what Casemiro's been all about. So yeah, I mean, two big players are missing from the Manchester United lineup, but you have to say the likes of Mason Mount that's coming in to certainly fulfill that void. Obviously his goals haven't been a standout factor, but you know the Manchester United have quality throughout the squad.
Well, the two teams in the tunnel at the moment. It's been a long time since these two sides have met. Sunderland's record here at home in recent times has not been good. Heavily beaten in their last game here against Nottingham Forest. Well, on this day last year, Sunderland fans were nervously fretting about a championship playoff semi-final. Once promotion to the Premier League was assured, one of the first fixtures they would have looked for was this one. The Black Cats welcome Manchester United in their penultimate home game of the season. United looking to finish what has been a largely impressive 2026 so far on a high. Two men will be meeting again, possibly in the summer. Granit Xhaka off to his fourth World Cup with Switzerland after an excellent first season here at Sunderland. Bruno Fernandes in the news again. Another award for him. The Stadium of Light welcomes Sunderland and Manchester United. The visitors led out by the freshly crowned Football Writers Footballer of the Year, Bruno Fernandes. Despite his side not pushing for silverware, the Portuguese international has shone brightly and is today looking for his 20th assist of the season. But perhaps his most important assist in 2026 might be for his Michael Carrick returns to the Maltese. Less than 12 months after being sacked by Middlesbrough as the overwhelming favourite to win one of the biggest jobs in world football. The Geordie lad from Wallsend will not be expecting any favours here at the Stadium of Light today.
We've got some folding to do.
After promotion, the target was 40 points, a win today, and they'll have 50. Regis Fabrice makes one change today. No R&R for Robin Roofs this summer, will be hoping to be part of the Netherlands World Cup squad. Sam Ballard's season, though, is over. A red card appeal rejected. MK2 comes into the back four. Granit Xhaka is looking a shoo-in for the Sunderland Player of the Year. The award to be made later this month. It's certainly the line up to the one that tackled the playoffs last season, but Enzo Lefebvre and Trey Hugh, the two who remain. After leaving Ajax
PRANKS in the summer, Brian Brobby has enhanced his reputation as his Sunderland's top scorer. January signing, Nilsson and Gulu returned to the subs bench. He's been out since March with injury. A hat-trick of wins and a top 3 finish. The remaining things to be ticked off for Michael Carrick. He makes 5 changes today. Senna Lammens made his United debut against Sunderland back in October, and he's played every game since. Lisandro Martinez is available after a 3-match suspension, and Nusser Mazraoui comes in at fullback. Bobby Maynard makes his 100th appearance for United as Mason Mount starts his first Premier League game under Michael Carrick. There's no Casemiro today. So close on Sunday. Is this the day Bruno Fernandes hits 20 assists for the season? Benjamin Šeško was taken off with a shin injury last week. He's absent today and replaced by Joshua Zirkzee. And there's a recall for Amad Diallo. So no Casemiro or Šeško. Diogo Dalot, Aidenheaven and Grant and Burmo drop down to the bench. Granit Xhaka, the captain, but so much more of that. And leader on and off the pitch. And that man, having picked up the award yesterday, will hope to make a little bit more history today with another assist. As Sunderland fans get ready to sing out this season. The attendances here have been as good as they've been for more than 2 decades. The glorious years of Peter Reid and Niall Quinn, Kevin Phillips as well. It has been an exceptional season. But it's been a long wait for Manchester United to return to the Stadium of Light. 2017, their last visit. Jose Mourinho's first season in charge, ironically up against David Moyes. Here we are, 9 years on, still wondering who might be the man to bring the glory days back to Old Trafford. And at the subs that day, hoping to get a full-time crack at it next season.
It's a super venue, isn't it, Guy? I mean, this is a great place to come and watch football, even though the weather's not so great. It's always one that makes a hair stand up on your back of your neck, and I'm sure that United know all about this. Having had that feel, well, as you said, Michael Carrick's done an unbelievable job, hasn't he? Can they start turning a corner now, since I feel like this victorious is starting to make Manchester United be Manchester United again.
Well, Sunderland looking to get on the front foot here. O'Neill though. You see Xhaka. Michael Carrick hasn't had to make too many changes in recent times, but 5 today. Casemiro's hoping will be back for their next game. United's form recently has been terrific, hasn't it? No great surprise that they are favourites to win here today. Martinez back in the starting lineup after that 3-match suspension for a hair pull. And Ballard also missing today due to a hair pull. On the way to Siddiqui, picked up by Brobby. This is Granit Xhaka. Xhaka again. No man has picked up more points in the Premier League since the middle of January than Michael Carrick. Will it be enough? He will want a strong finish, he will want to guard against complacency, because the main objective was always Champions League football, and that was achieved last week.
Yeah, definitely so. Well, I think, you know, you look at, touch on both managers have done brilliant, haven't they? I mean, Michael coming in and really put his stamp on the football club. And I think what a big success, obviously no silverware, but the fact of the big, strong possibility that they will finish in third place. You know, you do feel that they are stepping and going in the right direction, so wish he'd be handed the job. It'd be criminal if he wasn't, because of the job he's done. He seems like he's getting a real tune out of this Manchester United squad.
It's been a positive start by Sunderland. They will want to respond after a really woeful performance here last time out. 4-0 down at half-time against Nottingham Forest.
It was an unbelievable game, that was as well. I mean, here at home, we do feel that highly important that they really get the fans on their side. And starting brightly as they've done, really positive.
This is Taube. Wants to go backwards. Shaka does well. Touches of the ball early on. Taube again. To wait in the centre for Sunderland, and Taube still going and looking for that far post, and it wasn't too far away.
I tell you what, this is so good from Taube. I love the fact when wingers pick up the ball in wide areas, they go and follow their pass, and that's exactly what's done here. Just passed into that central end, gets the receiving, and it's a beautiful executed strike. It really is, and it's so close. And Lindsay's just rooted to the spot. He knows he's getting nowhere near it. Oh, what a goal that would have been.
Well, he scored one of these standout goals, didn't he, Sunderland's season down at Stamford Bridge earlier in the campaign, and they nearly scored another memorable goal on this his 21st birthday. Give it forward again. Only as far as a Manchester United player, and frustration for Fernandes.
Yeah, I like the fact that Enzo Lefebvre playing in that bit more of a 10 role. Well, I think he's suited. I think he can really instigate. He can go and join in. He can be a little bit of a platform to go and bounce off. I think he's a real handful. That's his favoured position as well.
Probably Maynard with the header. Finding Mason Mount. Xerxes. Balls pointed at him. Siddiqui does well. And through the centre he goes. A great opportunity. Chance for 1-0. Really good save by the goalkeeper. Well, Lammens made a mistake last week against Liverpool. But he's certainly atoned there. What a stop that was. Siddiqui thought it was going to be 1-0.
Oh, it was outstanding play. Really was. Siddiqui just doing all the right correct midfield, and then he gets on the receiving end of the pass. Outstanding it is. Bobby just teeing him up, and then Lefebvre slipping through. Probably should score. Should he go back across the goal? He does everything right by making sure he makes the most. Make that save. Really good start from Sunderland. Should be 1-up.
Well, that would have been his first goal of the season. He waits in the penalty areas. It's played in, and the shot will come in. And, well, he didn't cover himself in glory there. So thinking about that effort as it goes in towards the 6-yard box, and Sunderland continue to put the pressure under Manchester United. Mount was there to put it behind for a corner.
Well, it's a brilliant spell for the home side. Really putting Manchester United to the sword, and just approaching the 7-minute mark. Brilliant, confident start from Sunderland.
Play again, flat and towards the near post. Berete with quirky attempt at goal.
Wow, I thought Siddiqui was brilliant there. Just have a look, great feed, 3 or 4 players in and around, a little drop off, and then Lefebvre puts him on his way. He doesn't just admire the passing side. I mean, the only thing that people probably criticise is doesn't hit the back of the net, but always easiest angle there, particularly where the goalkeeper situated himself.
Xerxes. Ahmad. To Bobby Mainu. This is Luke Shaw. The referee has blown up here, just delayed momentarily.
I think he's gone quite as well through that well, because when you quite clearly he's just stepping inside and just takes a big touch away. Drew it really late. I mean, he doesn't catch. There's Cunha. It's a free kick.
Our referee today involved in a very eventful game with Manchester United recently against Bournemouth, where Harry Maguire was given a red card. There were penalties for both sides as well. Michael Carrick wasn't a happy man afterwards. So, Bruno Fernandes, last man standing.
From this sort of angle, this sort of range, I think he's got to take the attempt at goal, hasn't he?
Oh, he hasn't. He lays it off and the shot comes in from Ahmad. Well, everybody was expecting the Football Writers Player of the Year to go for goal.
So it's great movement from the Manchester United players, because as you said, I was expecting him to take that strike on and just tease it on plate, but Ahmad just can't hit the target. I think if he does, big opportunity for him to score a goal there. A great start to the game.
Yeah, Sunderland still got plenty to play for. Europe not quite off the table despite recent results. Need to finish strongly in these final 3 matches. Well, it should be ahead. Got a free kick here. And an opportunity for Broggy, who goes in strongly, and Lammens just squirmed away from him, but I think he took a bit of a hit in that contact with the Dutch international.
Yeah, well, he had to come out and be really brave, didn't he? Because Robbie wasn't turning down the opportunity to really make the challenge. Mills comes out and he does. I think the follow through from Ryan Bobby might just catch him on the inside of the arm.
Well, he got a clean sheet when he made his debut against Sunderland early in the season. Lammens has been ever-present. Last week came a little bit out of the blue. There's not been too much noise around the Manchester United goalkeeper this season. Sunderland are attacking again here with Lafay. Really important interception there.
Yeah, wasn't it just from Mason Mount? He comes back, he knows that Enzo Lafay has got one thing on his mind. He wants to take that strike on him. It's a really good challenge in the end from Mason Mount, just disrupting him on his route towards goal.
Luke Shaw. Achievement for him today, playing his 36th game of the season in the Premier League for the first time in his long career. For Manchester United, all for Southampton. Maguire is where he is available, but instead it goes up to Ahmad. I saw him sit there. It has been raining virtually all day here in the northeast. In fact, the groundsman was out marking his lines again just 2 hours before kick-off. It almost disappeared with all the rain.
You can see that, can't you? As just tries to turn and get on his way, just completely loses his footing. The slippery surface.
He gets it forward. Before Talby. Martinez gets it away.
Los Solares.
Where are going? I think everybody's feeling homesick.
I tell you what, look really tight that did. This ball that's just played into an area. Just look at this. This looks really, really close, by the way. I actually feel like it's not offside. Ronaldo plays that ball into the channel. I tell you what, from that angle that I can see, it doesn't look like he is.
Speaking about the groundsman, we're always assuming, aren't we, that those lines that they cut are exactly.
I thought that's how they are. By the time she told us this is somewhere else.
They're not. But certainly the impression there was.
I know.
Might have been a little bit unfortunate for Sunderland.
Debe ser even MK2.
Maguire stretching, falling to the ground. United know they're in a tussle here this afternoon. No doubt about that. Bobby coming forward for Sunderland.
Activity. So, angles are correct.
Siddiqui.
Really have been excellent. These opening stages of the game, Sunderland really got a bite to their play, haven't they? That hunger and desire, just seeing them little challenges, they're picking up everything that's dropping and falling because there's so many players wanting to get on the football.
Confidence not going to be too high for Sunderland. No win in their last 3. Just 2 wins in their last 7. One of those wins was a monumental one, just north of here. United giving away a free kick here. Mason Mount disagrees.
It's similar to
that should be a yellow card. That should be a yellow card. And better if you know,
that's where he's brought down in his tracks. What's the right call for straight that way?
United holding a line at the moment. Just on the edge of their penalty area, Xhaka teases it in. Couldn't nearly stop that going out. 2 Sunderland players there. It was definitely going out. Couldn't nearly stopped it. An opportunity here to launch the ball in, and if you ever need a towel, it's today. So Mukiele is the man who will try and deliver our first long throw of the afternoon. Sunderland's haven't had too much to feed on from the corners so far. And disappointment there as well.
Well, you can say that every time they get an opportunity to get the ball into the box, he will, and that's what Mukiele will use them long throws to his advantage. I'm sure that Carrick will be looking and pondering and thinking, we need that little bit more from his starting 11. I know that you'd expect Sunderland to really come out the traps, but I mean, let's be quite honest, they have dominated these early stages.
United have given the ball away cheaply here. Siddiqui, Talbot. By Roos. Nicely taken. Treyu. Actions in the penalty area. Mukiele. short. Another opportunity for him to get it into the penalty area.
That towel's going to get some work over on that far side today, isn't it? And drive these wet ballers off.
Yeah, we mentioned the rain, we should also mention the wind as well, which isn't ideal for footballers. Particularly tough for the defenders. United wait here, and Mukiele delivers a short pass, infield, and Lefebvre with a shot. They want a penalty, referee waves it away. Lefebvre had the efforts.
Well, he's going to get checked. I mean, first and foremost, they do brilliantly, don't they, with that little cut back. Lefebvre takes the shot, and I think it comes off the shoulder, to be quite honest. But then it comes off arm and it comes onto the arm. I mean, I think it comes off his knee first, does it? That's off his chest. So I don't think it is a penalty.
Well, Stuart Apple will be waiting on VAR, but yeah, it did look as if it had come off the player first before it hit the arm, and no penalty. VAR have cleared it.
Yeah, this is just no matter just two issues. Because now you're struggling the same thing.
Because the same as I said it,
Plastic, they said the plastic.
Ricochet that come off. Well, that definitely wasn't the first one as well, you could say. Maybe right to the elbow, there's no doubt of that.
Martinez.
Last one, last one, I see more plastic.
Winner for
and I'm not really
Manchester United in the big game against Liverpool last week after making an error for one of the Liverpool goals. Mainu again without Casemiro alongside him today. Possibly only two more opportunities to learn at the master in the
when
final
I'm thinking back,
weeks of the season.
I survived, like I had to take 2 every day. Until I started taking
He goes forward, but Alvaretti
and then
challenge hits it away.
Time, I started taking it every other day. I started forgetting this
As you said, Sunderland really dominating lots of the football attempts. You can see there 2 shots on target.
Injury very many
opportunities that they've had. Sadiki 1v1. Really good start from the home side.
No, they are called EICs by the ones who impose them. Because EICs by
so far. 21 minutes of this game.
He's on season for a short time. Maybe once or twice. They'll release it by
They do keep it quite tight in more central areas where they try and force it.
Yeah,
into a wide area where they're more than happy. Defenders do a job there.
I was in so much
turning the ball over quickly and trying to get the ball into
so I
area where there is quality.
at least for now we eat turmeric. That's what
Siddiqui.
He's obsessed man. 13.
Opportunity early on, but he's been one of some of the standout players this season in the centre of midfield.
Yeah, really has. I think he complements Granit Xhaka, doesn't he? Because Granit Xhaka's the one that probably hasn't got the legs to really fly around and have the energy. He's got the quality, he can execute passes, but Saddiqui, big fan of, likes to get up and down the pitch. And Thank you, Indra. There's a real big compliment to the two in there.
One of the many successful summer signings 12 months ago. There's another about to take the free kick. And it goes by Shaka, looking for Brobby. Obviously, he's the aerial target. Lammers just punches it away. Mukiele. The referee had already blown up for a free kick to Manchester United. He's in the walls at the moment, isn't he, Lemons?
Yeah, it was all a bit scruffy. Lemons comes out really must be brave yet again, doesn't he? I think he's Bobby that tries to get on the end of that. I mean, he's just turning his body and trying to get a connection on it, but as you said, Lemons has to come out and make that big punch and that big decision to help his defence out.
We speak about how difficult it is for players in their first season in the Premier League, but it's probably even harder, isn't it, for goalkeepers to acclimatise?
Yeah, there's no hiding, is there? Because you can't do that between the sticks. You're a massive point in the teeth.
Coming long on this occasion.
As far as I know, it's
Harry Maguire. Back in the starting lineup in recent times after that yellow card, that red card down at Bournemouth. New contract for him as well. Prospect of another trip to the World Cup finals. Life is good for Harry Maguire at the moment. Someone retreating.
Some extreme weather conditions.
It really does just feel like there's a
Big band, excellent.
energised Manchester United squad, doesn't it? We've got so many of these players and so much more confidence since Michael Carrick took over. He was injected that when he was given that belief. There has been one turning point.
Well, they're going to be playing a lot more matches next season than they have this campaign. Just 40 in total, the lowest number for over a century for Manchester United.
Well, it is discomfort.
Getting touched by Hume.
She got away with one there, didn't he? Troy Hume. She felt that she was going to reach for the book. This is an opportunity for Manchester United to really go and inject that pace, and they've got all the players that they've got in that forward area. It's not where we want that.
So an opportunity here maybe for Bruno Fernandes assist. Xerxes makes his run. Fernandes into the air it goes, and Mukiele with the header. United have a corner.
It's so important that Manchester United really survived that strong bit of pressure that Sunderland applied to them in the early stages of the match. Plenty of the ball, lots of movement, lots of energy. That's what the good teams do, don't they?
So on the bench charges, I can't do it, but it's still 80 random.
Fernandes with the corner.
85.
So booming one to the back post, looking for Maguire. Came off a Sunderland defender last. Maguire is now in the wars.
I think it's Brian Bobby that might have just went up for the header and maybe back-headed Harry Maguire.
I'm just praying they will take.
This is where Casemiro is a big miss. So many goals from set plays and so many headers as well for the Brazilian.
At least service provided.
Yeah, some things they were stopping us from
Fernandes.
putting our man in the company.
Ahmad.
Seriously. Because then that's in the road blocking. Indoors and it takes about 2 to 3 days to come back, if ever.
Well, 2 to 3 days is able.
Oh, it's a lose how many it was, but it's a terrific recovering header. Back in he goes, Asante with a header. Just
a win,
he was, and
then they will
although he managed to propel the ball goalwards.
It's a bit too old, show 5,000.
There's Luke Shaw's cross and a really good defensive header there. And then it's refiltered, it's reignited from Teres Cunha. So he's always having to really adjust his body to try and execute everything right there. It's not a bad header. He's got to get every single bit of it right.
We got into that meeting. We were not alarmed. I mean, we were not that much alarmed when we got into that meeting.
I was shocked, but not too shocked, but it was still took me there. What the hell is going on? It didn't look like it didn't solve the woman.
Go backwards. Just the one win here in recent times, and that was against Tottenham. So deserved his first game in charge.
What's it said? I never did my lab. Never know 500
as well. Mukiele's shot heavily deflected into the back of the net. Mukiele involved
and obviously they can't connect everything.
And I'm trying to call when you might just 3-0 here.
Stadium of Light is not
greater instability.
That is overseas, I can't. Overseas, then I will lock up and there's no coach.
That's right. I'll give the free kick.
Xerxes with the touch.
In there, you can't put an hour, it's the problem there now. Is with certain micro-lenders.
They're complaining now until the government enters
it's abanye abananking. Kanjani, but they're all using the same system.
Just a moment
of hesitation and uncertainty from the home team for the first time that we've seen here this afternoon.
I must say the conditions are completely affecting this game, aren't they? I mean, even that ball that looked like it was going to go out on that far side, Luke Shaw could have continued on. He probably could have kept it in.
The pass to Talvin. Mazraoui is the man concerned, being twisted. Robbie, can he get a shot away? The angle's not good. Manchester United so far, and he nearly brought us the first goal.
Yeah, Talbot does well. He's been bright, lively and sharp, hasn't he? On the edge of the box there, and then that's a Brody. One of them 3 Sunderland players just takes a gamble and makes the effort to get in that 6-yard box as a potential goal there.
Lamans took a touch and cleared long downfield. Robbie is Sunderland's top scorer this season. With just 6 goals makes you the top scorer, and that certainly is an area where Lebris knows that they will have to improve next season in terms of the top of the pitch.
And that's been the problem, hasn't it? Scoring goals, those scorers in the Premier League. And as you said, when your top striker's only got 6, you're looking for a much better return. He is a handful, I must say. Shifting on, some double figures, the opportunities that he's had.
Plenty of moments so far in this first half, and they're looking to find some cutting edge here.
as well. Hugh. That's nicely fed forward. And an opportunity for Siddiqui again. Took a deflection on this occasion and be heading for a corner. He's had the two best opportunities, arguably, for Sunderland in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, oh God, he's been brilliant though, hasn't he? Great focal point, isn't it? Check support on the edge of the box. Comes off. Mason Mad does it. Might just come off the arm there. Tucked into the body though. Let's have a look here. I think he takes a strike on. I mean, it's not in an unnatural position, is it?
Xhaka makes the move. Siddiqui wins the header. Zerki, I should say, wins the header for Manchester United. Sunderland were already 2-0 down when the two sides met earlier in the season at Old Trafford.
There's a little check there, wasn't that, from in the box with Fernandez just pulling one of the...
I don't penalty down. What the hell are the penalty?
Well, this free kick is quite a long way out, but bearing in mind the conditions, the wind, the rain, the wetness of the pitch, they may be tempted here.
Why wouldn't you? I think the distance, you can get it up and down. Utilise the zip on the surface, if possible.
Xhaka puts it in. Came off Xerxes, cleared away by United. Oh, misunderstanding there, an opportunity for a counter-attack possibly for Manchester United, but a flurry of players hitting the floor, and the ball is given away once again, and this is Granit Xhaka. Just a moment there where United had a lot of space to gallop into.
Yeah, you can see there was a possible counter-attack on, wasn't there? But it's the surface, it was a mayhem out there.
Mason Mount, Xerxes gets a second opportunity. Mazraoui. Fans are loving the press, but not the whistle.
Now the rest is just been a little bit aggressive, I might say. Joshua Xerxes, you can see he's had a couple of swipes at him, and that one, and I struck that one just. That's it. Behind the player of. It's a foul.
It's a man's game, dude.
Might possibly be in the book.
It's getting bullied.
This is interesting. The touches in the opposition box, but Sunderland just shows that they have been the team that really truly should be leading. 19 touches. Just shows how they've really approached this game. Positivity and trying to get probably on the football opportunities they've had. Just what they've had to deal with. So Manchester Bristol will surely be looking and thinking, we need that goal for all the pressure we've applied to Manchester United so far.
5 changes for Manchester United today. Back in the continuity so far. The frustration for Michael Carrick. How often we've seen his body language like that. Certainly not in recent weeks anyway.
They haven't showed an awful lot going forward. I mean, you're looking forward players, Cunha's not really been able to affect the game. You know, Fernandez, he can drift in and out of games with his quality, but even players that you expect to really step up, able to access or cause Sunderland a problem. So the game plan's gone really, really well for Sunderland so far.
Mukiele. Robbie's the target, over his head. Alderetti, back to Robbie. Mukiele. Couple of goals for him in recent times. Needs to get back now as Manchester United try and counter, but once more, Sunderland just the snappier, the quicker. All over the pitch.
Manchester United need a lot more. Expect a lot more from them as well with the players that are out there. Just giving the ball away really cheaply, that's just inviting more pressure onto them.
Quickly taken free kick. Sunderland trying to get back. In towards Xerxes. Something on it, but he's been caught there. Mukiele it was who made the challenge for Sunderland. An important challenge as well.
Just kicking across, helping his defence out, and Xerxes just expecting that ball to come across. He takes swipe it. Wants to make sure that he isn't getting anywhere near the ball.
Mukiele playing as a centre half today in the absence of Dan Ballard with that 3-match suspension. He dropped back into that position in the last game against Wolves when Ballard was sent off. Trevor coming in at right back for Sunderland. Interesting to see Trey Hume playing so far up the pitch again.
I think that was an interesting call, wasn't it, Guy? I think Trey Hume there, I think listen, he gives them energy, he gives them a little bit more of a defensive structure, doesn't he? I think particularly when you've got Selby and Lefebvre, sometimes can be a little bit of a luxury, if you like, but just gives them a little bit of added protection, I feel.
Ahmad. Who gives away the free kick is taken quickly, but too quickly for the referee's liking. Cunha was away on goal, and then in frustration he has to hand the ball back.
Yeah, there was a couple of attempts here. Neil got 1-2. I know he might lose his foot in there, but sure that was bringing it back because of the first maybe 1-2 attempts. Just caught the clip in the heels of Ahmad.
Maguire. Shaw providing the width. Mason Mount starting his first game in the Premier League since Christmas. Xerxes running into trouble. Ahmad trying to win it back for United. This is Xhaka. Talby's the option on this far side, and it falls to Talby. Mazraoui struggling there, and Talby in a very small piece of space trying to wriggle away from his marker.
That ball's on every time, that big switch of play for Talby. It's been a real spark, and just the whistle be raised and he's happy. The only thing you're probably a little bit frustrated with is that the attempts at goal and find the back of the net.
It's been an incredible 2 seasons, hasn't it, for the Sunderland boss. Promoted May of last year, and only just as well that late goal here. Ballard in the semi-final, and then 1-0 down in the final at Wembley. This is Fernandes. Xerxes will chase, but he was sense that he was never going to win that race. There he is, Dan Ballard. The biggest roar in the northeast, surely for many a long year, particularly here at the Stadium of Light with that goal in the semi-final late on. Free here appears to have reversed what we all thought was a goal kick into a corner. Not sure what happened there. This is Ahmad to take it. Short it goes from Ahmad to Fernandez. And Ahmad trying to get it onto that left foot. He weaved his way into the area, had to weave his way out. Fernandez, Kobe Mainu, Luke Shaw. There's plenty in the area from a United point of view. Delivery's not good. And he goes again from Fernandez.
Well, that's a decent ball in from Bruno Fernandes. Nice little spell for Manchester United. Even a little bit of pressure. Harry Maguire was shouting up for a possible push, collision, coming together. I think come of it.
United win it back. Xerxes, fed by Fernandez.
Xerxes got to be better. He has, because that is a golden opportunity to maybe just pick out Ahmad.
Next time,
just that control, was it a loose challenge from yesterday, but then Xerxes got to pick out one of his teammates. Look at that, the overload there, there's 4v3.
So ngangifuna ukuthi kuqhubeke nje ngisiza ukwakha i-acid without ukuthi
just the first start of the season for Xerxes in the Premier League and a first under Michael Carrick. He has to help win this corner. Final knockings of this first half. In it goes and Sunderland deal with it well. Opportunity. And that goes in. Didn't get a touch and Sunderland bring it clear once more. It's a huge downfield. Talby will chase it. Work for Masraoui to do. Robbie. Talby. Talby going the long way round. Will they have time to take this corner? Well, Sunderland will feel that their performance so far in this first half deserves a goal.
Mano had this opportunity, it falls so kindly, can't get the right connection and the technique to really just guide it towards goal. He literally snatches at the shot. Big opportunity for United.
So Enzo Lefebvre, as the rain swirls around the Stadium of Light once more, hoping to cause problems with this corner. And that is half-time. Well, it's been a really good performance by Sunderland, but no goals to show for it. Siddiqui coming the closest. One-on-one. Fine save by Senna Lamans. Siddiqui had another effort that went wide of the target. Sunderland have been the more proactive team. Bruno Fernandes. Very few opportunities.
Now trouble make. Why is everybody talking about the troublemaker? Yeah, that's called disruption. That's a good thing.
this.
Yeah, that's the best marketing you can have. When everybody's talking.
Really? More reason to join Discovery Insure.
Most of them jealous.
Discovery, the future of insurance.
And some cases from time to time.
Go out to your digestion problems.
No, you buy it. You didn't buy it.
And they're off. 10-bit horse racing, any track, any time.
Obviously.
Download the 10-bit.
Yeah, well, it's 70, but painfully. I think more deep by the release. It digests too good. So it does release, but it's so sluggish, it's so painful when you release.
Supersport delivers all the moments that matter this May. The battle for football's oldest prize heads to Wembley. Go straight! Only on your World of Champions.
Come on, Roland Garros. It's a love story.
The never-ending pursuit to greatness only on Supersport.
Upgrade to premium for all the Roland Garros action, live on your World of Champions.
Amazing. Big game. Big flavor. Diviners Pizza. Try something amazing. When the heat is on, staying cool matters most. Get long-lasting moisture and 72 hours of protection, powered by an instant cooling complex with menthol. Nivea Men Cool Kick range gives you an instant kick of freshness, so you can keep your cool and stay confident. Skin is for keeping it cool. Nivea is for skin.
Trader, find your happy place.
There's never been a better time to switch to Supersport Bet. Get 250 bonus spins with your first deposit. Whether you love the excitement of slots, the strategy of table games, or the thrill of live casino action, Supersport Bet has it all. Claim 250 bonus spins plus 100% first deposit match up to 5,000 Rand. Switch to supersportbet.com. T's and C's apply.
At the Stadium of Light, there are no goals between Sunderland and Manchester United, but I think it's fair to say it's Sunderland who have been the better team going forward.
They have. I mean, with Robbie up front, he holds the ball up, he brings people into play. They've obviously had a few opportunities. They've been a more progressive side, and it's hard place to go to Stadium of Light. So Man United will be happy that it's 0-0.
Yeah, Noah Siddiqui was the one who had some great opportunities. Let's look at the first one and talk us through it, Gary.
Yeah, we did. He did well in this first phase, to be honest. He plays the ball there to give it a go. He's seen the space, attacked the space, the ball's in front. He does everything right up until this point. It's a great save in the end. I just thought he could maybe open his body out a little bit more.
And they wanted to get another touch because he's taking his shot from the edge of the box. You can see his first touch. He's got enough time to take even closer to the keeper.
Well, great piece of play.
Yeah, well, this is another one, John, from Siddiqui. Two great opportunities for him.
Yeah, I mean, they pass the ball around, they play within midfield and a very strong front. As the ball comes in here, as you can see, I think, obviously, you may look at it and think it's a miss, but I think that's going in if it doesn't get a deflection. Mason Mount gets a bit of a deflection on it, and if he doesn't hit Mason Mount, I don't think the keeper's getting anywhere near that with the power he had on that.
Mason Mount today deputising since there's no Casemiro in the team, which we know is going to be the case next season. How's he done so far?
He's done okay. think he's had a mixed bag in terms of his performance. Just look at a few of the highlights here. I think he's asked to play in a very different role. You know, Mason likes to play in that number 10 role. So to play in his defensive role is slightly different. One thing he has got his legs. We see here, recovery tackle, gets back in and makes a tackle in that position there. And it's just about position play if he's going to play more often in that role. We spoke about it earlier with the block there, which was key. This one here gets on the ball. This is what he used to do. Comfortable on the ball, drives out, makes a decent pass. But ultimately, like I said, he has got legs. He just needs to know positionally where to be in these positions. But again, it's difficult because he's asked to play in a position that's a bit alien to him. And he's not having much game time on some consistent level at Manchester United this season. A lot due to injuries.
Kobe Mainoo, they're swapping in terms of who's going to play that number 6 role. Sometimes Kobe, but neither of them playing that role. So they're going to have to replace Casemiro for that position.
Manchester United for the first time this season, no shots on target in the first half. Let's take you around the grounds because there have been goals elsewhere, no more so than the Amex Stadium where Brighton were ahead very, very early on against Wolves, 1-0 after just 35 seconds, John.
Yes, it was a fantastic header. I mean, I'm so happy that Hinchy won because, of course, you see so many foreign players in the Premier League, and he's a good, bright, young talent. When the ball comes in, I mean, it's a very great header because he could have got trapped there, you know, so he's done really well for Brighton. It's interesting because he doesn't give you as much pace, he's not particularly big and strong and athletic, but he's just an intelligent player, and you don't often seem to do that getting on the crosses.
Second fastest goal in the Premier League this season, and it was 2-0 in the opening 5 minutes, David.
There was no winning headers, and that was a great finish for him to make it 2-0. You know, what a start for Brighton in this game. Powerful header, great finish.
Very good news for Brighton in their chase for Europe at Craven Cottage. No goals between Fulham and Bournemouth, but we've seen a red card here for Ryan Christie for this foul on Sasa Lukic. Red card definitely for you?
For me, yes, and I played Ryan Christie. He's not a massive player, but I've just seen, obviously, the replay here this year.
He looked worse than it actually is. So it's a red card, but as you say, he's not a dirty player as well.
Isn't that just time but it is high as a red card.
That's his season over now, Ryan Christie. There was another red card just before the break. This is the incident. Joachim Andersen sent off because of it.
I have a bit of sympathy for him because, of course, yes, he does go in, but his studs are up, but he then plays the ball, and you can't go up and slide in and play the ball with your studs flat on the grass, so therefore, was it even a foul? I mean, in this day and age, yes, Gary would be proud of that.
I think what goes against him is obviously it's hit the top of the ball, and it looks like it's over the ball. I think that goes against him in that situation.
So no goals there, but 2 red cards. Joachim Andersen's season also over. Goal rush, plenty more to come. We're hoping to see goals at the Stadium of Light, where it's 0-0 between Manchester United and Sunderland. But Noah Siddiqui has had some great chances. No way through just yet. We've got a big second half coming up for you after this.
Movement that inspires. And get up to 50% every month for driving well. Discovery Insure. The future of insurance now.
Want to get it now? Or just put it on? We got it.
The wait is over. Shield is now Rexona. Rexona, it won't let you down. Are you ready?
Yes, Dad.
You ready? Jeez.
a love story.
The never-ending pursuit to greatness only on Supersport.
Upgrade to premium for all the Roland Garros action, live on your World of Champions.
And people think about disasters, they only think about fires and floods, but it's actually another disaster when your business is not functioning.
Called in on a Tuesday, no one would do a check.
I just blown by 2 subwoofers and I got this important gig coming up this weekend.
They were able to deliver replacement speakers so you can get them back into business as quick as possible.
And he understood who I am and what are the things that I need from him.
We do whatever it takes to make sure that you always get something out. Royal Flush Gin, French luxury. Creating an unforgettable experience, crafted in the heart of France, an embodiment of excellence. Voted best cognac in the world, the Cognac Masters London. Honor cognac above all else. Introducing the new Honor VSOP Platinum Cognac, an internationally award-winning icon of French luxury. Crafted from the world's finest cognacs, this luxurious blend is aged for years in French limousine oak casks, resulting in the ultimate VSOP. Honor VSOP Platinum. Taste